right, so you're still watching JoyNews, and we are covering the day 2 of the Arise Ghana demonstration, which is currently underway. We understand that the protesters are heading for the Flagstaff House, which you would call the Jubilee House. But my colleague Manuel Kranti has been speaking to the National Communications Director of the NDC, Sami Jemfi. Let's take a listen.
Here to what the Jubilee. That was a bone of contention for yesterday.
No, we are passing in front of the Jubilee House. We are not ending there.
Okay.
And we are going to the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
The police has already approved the route. We are all at them on what to do today, the route and everything. We have spoken to our people. We have also advised the police that they speak to their people, not to be high-handed. They should be professional and provide us with the needed security. And we have also spoken to our people to comport themselves lawfully, and that anybody who acts violently will be picked out and given to the police.
You must be concerned that already we've seen one person picked up for possessing firearm. Another firearm had to actually. Your colleague executive in the National Democratic Congress.
Joshua Campbell's firearm is a licensed firearm that he carries all along, and the police are aware of that. Just that for purposes of this demonstration, the police advise that it is not advisable for him to carry that along. You understand? And that is why he has surrendered it to them. The other guy who was arrested, by the way, was not a protester. He claimed to be how do you call it? A national security operative. And so we are happy that the police has arrested him, and we are looking through the crowd. We've spoken to our people that if they pick any intelligence that there is anybody holding any arm among us, they should let us know. We'll let the police know.
I'm sure you've picked up comments made by the Information Minister, Kojo Ponkuma, to the end that there are elements, and he points to successive demonstrations. For instance, the one intended to have been organized by the fixer. They said they wanted to carry weapons, and then this one.
Weapons. You've seen.
You want to destabilize the
people carrying
in the country.
Licensed sidearms, which is long. Everybody is acting in accordance with law. Everybody is and that President Akufo-Addo should reduce the prices of fuel products significantly by scrapping the obnoxious baller tax that have expired. Levy, which is saying that in this time of economic difficulties, suffering because of the we've been seeing in fuel prices, government should do something about it to ameliorate the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian. Again, we are saying that it is insensitive for government to be, imposing taxes like COVID levy, e-levy on us in these times of economic hardships. People are suffering, there are no jobs, no money in our pockets, businesses are collapsing, people are not buying, So this is not a time for you to be imposing taxes like COVID levy. Check around the world. Which country in the world has imposed COVID levy on their people? What responsible governments all across the world are doing is that they are providing a respite for their people, cushioning them, subsidizing fuel and so on. So the point we are making is that we are suffering. We want the COVID levy to be scrapped and COVID expenditures probed in a transparent manner, because government is accountable to the people. We want the taxes I've already outlined, which taxes are on the price build-up of fuel, to be scrapped so that the prices of fuel can come down drastically. Aside that, we are calling for the total abrogation thinking in which this Akufo-Addo Bawolaya government are seeking to appropriate the mineral royalties of this country in perpetuity. That deal is not in the interest of Ghana. Imani has said so, PIAC has said so, the coalition of civil society organizations have said so, your own colleague Samson Ladi Ayenene has said so, and we share that the Japan
So that's my colleague Manuel Kranting in a chat with the National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi there. We understand the protesters are still making their way towards the Finance Ministry, where it's being protected by the Ghana Police Service. Earlier, we were told that 2 persons have been picked up by possessing armed firearms. We understand that the protesters are on their way to the Jubilee House. We understand from Sami Jemfi that they are not going to the Jubilee House. They are passing in front of the Jubilee House and will be making their way to the Finance Ministry. Let's see how it goes. But trust JoyNews. We will be bringing you up to speed with everything that will be happening on this demonstration. This is being organized by the Arise Ghana, and yesterday it ended up in chaos. We wanted to see how this will go, but both the leaders of this Arise Ghana and the police service have assured that today will be a different day. It will be very peaceful, and that's what we are looking out for. So we are with them to bring you, bit by bit update on how the demonstration is going. They are demonstrating against harsh economic conditions and asking government to better the lot of Ghanaians, because we are in tough times and they want to see things change. And that's why this demonstration has attracted people from all over the country. Thousands of people, we understand, are participating in this particular walk. Our man on the ground, Manuel Kranting, will be giving us the details of this. Of course, Manuel will be joining us with live feed from the grounds. We will be touching base with him so he can tell us exactly what is going on. We are told now that the protesters are heading towards the Jubilee House, and the aim of the leaders of Arise Ghana is to call government's attention to the harsh economic conditions that we are living in now. But JoyNews has had a wrap of what happened on the first day of this demonstration. Let's bring you that one as we try to connect with Manuel Kranting and a team on the ground to bring you the latest of this demonstration.
Let us all unite to uphold them and make her great and strong. We are all involved.
Voices of defiance against what they describe as oppression and tyranny. Some hours before a press conference at the Ghana International Press Center, police dispersed the protesters with water cannons and tear gas. I was in the middle of a live report. I had to run to safety with the crew. 2 people collapsed in front of me.
Oh, sorry, okay, so another tear gas. Let's go. Let's go. Run. Go.
We rushed to a nearby house where we got some water to wash our face. These passers-by at Circle were also affected.
You can see all of these people, they were not part of the protesters. Many of them had to run here to pour water on your faces. Tell me, where exactly were you before they fired the tear gas?
I had a problem with my Ghana card, and I had to go to DRA to work on it. So me, as a matter of fact, I'm not part of the protesters, but you see what I'm going through. I just don't know. I came with a friend and I can't see him. I had a friend with me and I don't know where he's whereabouts. See, this is very bad.
So just like him, we had to run here to seek cover and to pour water on our faces because it was getting terrible at a point. So you can see, what's your name?
Kelvin, I'm Kelvin.
Kelvin.
I was just at the traffic lights coming. I was going to take a Madina car and I was going to take my phone. So I was just heading. I saw people running. Then all of a sudden, my eyes was just started burning. This is my first time experiencing this. And I'm so scared.
Were you part of the protesters?
No, please.
This is a marketplace. And the activity that is going on there, it's not everybody that is in it. So for them to have thrown tear gas into public, in the marketplace like this, so burning, some serious burning sensation in the nose, in the eyes, and all over the face, I don't think it's the best. And people with asthma problem, with different, there was a lady fainted. We had to resuscitate her. A lady fainted here. I mean, she could have just died. And I'm not even sure that lady was part of, this demonstration. In fact, to have thrown tear gas in public like this, it's just not the best.
Police in a statement said it had to use water cannons and tear gas to disperse the protesters after they pelted them with stones and bent ties in the middle of the road. The police service said 12 of its men were injured in the process. At a press conference later in the evening, National Communications Officer of the NDC and a member of Arise Ghana, Sami Jimfi, said the police crowd control measures deployed were orchestrated.
See, the whole thing was choreographed. Immediately they started pushing them, and the guys were going back. They started firing tear gas. And then immediately we saw people throwing stones. And these people were not Arise Ghana demonstrators. These were agents provocateurs planted in our midst by the police. That is what they did. And that is why even before that incident happened, if you listen to my speech, when I first addressed the demonstrators, I said that we have information that there are policemen in Arise Ghana t-shirt among us, and they've been sent to cause trouble. I said it before it happened. And we arrest people throwing stones at you. We give them to you to arrest and detain, and you protect them and shield them from arrest. I mean, where in the world have you seen something like this happen? When there to protest against high cost of fuel, is that a crime? No. When there to protest against the obnoxious e-levy, which to us amounts to thievery, which is leading to job losses, collapsing the momo industry, and imposing untold hardships on Ghanaians. When there to protest against the infamous Ejaboni deal, in which this government is seeking to appropriate the mineral royalties of this country for themselves in perpetuity. We went there to protest against corruption.
Another member of the group, Bernard Mona, says the group is unwavering in its demand for better management of the country and will go ahead with day 2 of the protest.
Recent and current colonialist of our time is President Akufo-Addo. He chooses the date 28th to unleash brutality on the people of Ghana. What else can we do as innocent citizens? We should stop because Akufo-Addo has brutalized us? No. Elwak Sports Stadium at 9 o'clock, we move to the Russian embassy, come out of the Christ the King traffic light, take the Liberation Road, come and terminate at the Parliament House, in front of the Parliament House.
And that's the agreement you went?
That is what we have agreed. We initially had said that tomorrow we'll go to the Ministry of Finance, which is the capital city of corruption. And that is the fact that we are seeking economic liberation. We should go to the Ministry of Finance. The police say they will not allow that. As for meeting our people representative in the frontage of Parliament, we will go.
So that's a wrap of what happened yesterday, being the first day of this demonstration, the termed Chrome Aishe demonstration. Today, as we speak, we're being told that they are on their way to the Jubilee House, where they will just pass in front of it and go to the Finance Ministry. Our reporter will be joining us. The main issue, or what the objective of this demonstration is, to drum home the fact that we are in difficult times. So some of the placards that the demonstrators are holding, some of them have it to say that Russia and Ukraine war cannot be blamed for the hikes in prices in fuel in Ghana, and that they should be reduced. Others are talking about the e-levy, which they think is a nuisance tax, and so they're asking government to try and remove all of those taxes. I mean, generally, people and leaders of the Arise Ghana feel that we are in very, very hard times, and so government should do something about it. So this demonstration is to drum home the fact that times are difficult. Manuel Kranting is joining me live with update from the grounds now. Let's cross over to Manuel Kranting, who is marching with the demonstrators.
Hello? So we just went past the Russian embassy, just on the stretch that leads to the Christ the King parish, and we've been speaking to a few of the demonstrators this afternoon who are agitated, really agitated, and will not allow their concerns to go unnoticed, even as this particular demonstration is progressing. We'll just try and speak to a few more of the people. My boss, good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Joseph.
Joseph, where are you coming from joining this demonstration?
Coming from South Ablekuma.
South Ablekuma?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the reason you're joining this demonstration?
If we are going to be honest about ourselves as a Ghanaian, we know what is going on. There is too much hardship in the country because everybody is suffering. So we are doing this demonstration to show the international community that we are not happy about what is happening in the country. Because our president is not fair. It's not fair to the people in the country. Because the corruption is too much. If we are going to talk, we will talk a lot. But the only thing we want the masses to know is we want freedom. We want freedom in the country. So that is what I want to say.
But you have freedom. You are allowed to demonstrate, for instance, today as you're moving. That is freedom, all right. Wherever you want to go, you can go. Is that freedom?
Yesterday, do you see what happened? Yesterday, do you see what happened?
You want to tell me?
Do you call this a freedom? Do you call this a freedom?
So you think that is one of the issues?
Yes, we have a lot. We have a lot. You yourself, you know. You are in the country. You know what is happening. So we have a lot to say. And it's been happening. People have been saying.
I see. And so just the concerns that are coming up just this afternoon, even as we walk towards the Finance Ministry and then ultimately to the Parliament House where the demonstrators will be presenting their petition. Let me talk to this lady. What's your name?
My name is Stella.
Stella. How old are you?
I'm 70 years.
You're 70 years? And you're joining the demonstration. Somebody would have thought that, at 70, you'd rather be resting at home.
Okay, we should thank God first. In our time, I complete my form for 1969. So by then, Akufo-Addo fathers, they are pleading for camp power. Then with Abuzia. Later on, my mother told me I cannot go to Form 4 because Akufo-Addo fathers no more free education. So I started to sell kenke. My father died in 1959. He's a member of CPP. They say the fight came from 1958. By then they say they sentenced Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So my mother said, he can't look after me. So I started to sell kenke.
So you've been selling kenke for how long? For how long now?
To 74. This Achiampon time. Okay. So I stopped. And I born.
Okay, you born?
Born.
Okay, so how many children do you have?
I have 4, but 1 died.
Okay, so there are 3 now?
There are 3.
And you think what? It's right to...
I started to fight. Go here and there. I'll go to Togo and we stay at Huawei. So I say we stay for Huawei. So I've been selling. I go to Togo. I'll come to Somania, Accra. So my children, I look after them. Later on, one came and died. The one who completed Pantec came and died. So he left 2. So I've been looking after them now. So we came here in Kufo time, when Kufo is going. So I've been selling. Kufo time, oh, gold, they buy. Rollins, good. Atamels, good. John Brahmani Mahama, good. Rollins, God will bless all of it. But this, from 2017, all my money has finished. Even what to eat a day. My children, they can't give me, they have got children. So we are suffering. So we are praying so that 2024, God should come to Ghana. So that our father, John Brahmani Mahama, to come and get us.
I have a message.
Thank the Lord.
I have a message for the youth.
What's the message?
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
What's the message? What's the message?
Look at my outfit first. I'm not here because of any political party interest, but I'm here for the future of the country. My brother, as I'm talking to you, national service allowance has not been paid. NAPCO people have not been paid. So I'm telling the youth of this country to arise for this country. There is a song that goes like this: arise, Ghana youth, for your country. It will get to a time. There is a purpose and a reason for this song. So I'm using this opportunity to tell the youth, I'm supposed to be at work, but because of this, I have to be here to oppress your sisters, to oppress our sisters' rule. So I'm calling on all the youth, when we are doing things like this, they should get involved. Thank you very much.
And that's the call. And that's we are hearing now.
Namojibo no haga na joy nana uye wana namojibo no haga na joy meya no ba mo ti se meya no ba mo ti se meya no ba uye wana namojibo no haga na joy nana uye wana Namojibo no haga na joy. Namojibo no haga na joy. Nana, oya wana. Namojibo no haga na joy. Nana, Namojibo, okay, Namojibo.
So that's the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Dr. Peter Bwama Otokuno, just leading the youth to chant, asking and demanding that the president actually addresses these issues currently ongoing in the country.
Namojibo no haga na joy nana uye wana Namojibo no haga na joy nana uye wana Namojibo no haga na joy nana uye wana Namojibo no haga na joy Namojibo no haga na joy nana
Just briefly talk to us about this demonstration. What day 2, and it's going on just as planned. Well, yesterday it turned chaotic, and the defense of the police is that if you had just agreed to use the route that they were asking you to use, it would not have turned chaotic, just like we are seeing today. You agree with them today to use this route?
Well, let
me
make the point that once again we have displayed the tenacity, the resilience of the Ghanaian spirit. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo and his people tried to cow the Ghanaian spirit into submission, but they failed. You have seen today that we have come out even stronger. The application of aggression and tyranny didn't succeed. The people's spirit has prevailed, and it means that President Akufo-Addo should be afraid. Indeed, what he did yesterday is a clear case of fear. A president who fears his people, who fears the voices of his people, then you don't deserve to be in office for even one day. And that is what he showed yesterday. But we have shown, on the other hand, that we carry tenacity and the resilience of Nkrumah, and we believe that we are going to succeed. The change we so demand, we are going to achieve that change.
You spoke pretty, confidently, just as you are right now, on the case of the e-levy. I remember speaking to you on the Liberation Road, and you said the tenacity of the people was actually going to rule supreme at the end of the day. Well, the e-levy eventually got passed, and we are still paying it 2 months on.
Well, what kind of vindication is more than the vindication we are getting from the government through Gabi Asaro-Chidako? Clearly, we made our statement very loud that the e-levy was a very lazy man's approach to fixing the economic woes of the country, the self-inflicted economic woes of this country. And the evidence is clear. Since it was launched, a lot of people have even refused to apply, use the Momo system to transact business. And it is leading to a very low revenue, which is very, 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 insignificant to solve our economic woes. And so we have indicated, indeed today we stand very gratified in our hearts that all the arguments that we made is coming to fruition. But the painful thing is that this is the government that celebrated the passing of the e-levy. They actually threw a party for the president to celebrate the passing of the e-levy. So who is Gabi Asotradako trying to deceive? Telling us that it's 10%, so what? We don't even care anymore. All that we need is that fix the economy. The economy is broken. Fix it. How you fix it, we do not care. But fix it. Because look, what is happening today is because of the cluelessness of the government, the mismanagement of the economic management team, corruption and plenty and misapplication of the limited funds that the nation is able to gather. And I think that is where the problem is. We are demanding a change in the way the government manages the economy. We need a change in that. If they can't change that, then we need to change them.
I guess a question on the minds of a lot of people who are watching you right now is, well, you are demanding a change. If you were in power, what would you have done? What is that thing that you would have changed if you were in power?
Does it even matter now? What we have seen is that we have been in government before. They are in government now. Let's put the records head to head. Let's look at the achievements, the developments, the job creation approaches by the government, programs and policies of the government. Let's put them side by side. Then we'll be able to tell the difference. As at now, it doesn't matter what we would have done different. We have done what we would have done different already when we were in government, and we saw the results. We saw the number of jobs that we created. We saw how the economy was running. If for nothing at all, when we were in government, a liter of petrol right now was the cost of 1 gallon of petrol when we were in government, and that is a fact. You cannot argue against that. As we speak, various allowances that they campaigned for, that they were going to restore, they are even unable to pay. National service have been on strike. National service personnel, for the first time in the history of this country, went on strike because the allowances are not paid. What is the government doing? Yet, on the contrary, we see that we are spending humongous levels of money on other irrelevant things that do not impact directly the lives of the people. Look at how much we are spending on the cathedral. Look at how much we are spending on useless programs that the government is enjoying. Look at how much the president is spending on his flights. There is a private jet that we have bought, that we own. The president has refused to use it. Now he's using a private jet that costs $20,000 an hour. So what else are you expecting us to talk about? Did you see an NDC government or any NDC president do this kind of reckless spending? No. So those are the things that we are talking about.
I guess a concern
in attitude.
I guess a concern
in methodology. We want change in approach by the government, and the government must be sensitive rather than applying tyranny and aggression on the people and trying to cow free speech.
I guess a concern is that, and we've heard government communicators, chiefly ministers of government, ministers of state, actually saying that, well, in the time of the NDC, there was no COVID-19 pandemic. There was also no Russia-Ukraine crisis, which arguably has been, blamed for the galloping, prices of fuel on the international market.
This government should credit us with some modicum of wisdom, some modicum of intelligence, some modicum of ability to think and decipher. Clearly, what we are suffering today is not because of COVID. Where is COVID? Where is COVID? How did COVID affect food production? How did COVID affect fuel prices? So when COVID came, the fuel was kept on the ground. Nobody was able to buy out the fuel. I mean, what are we talking about? The problem that we are facing is not a COVID problem. It is not a Russia-Ukraine problem. It is an Akufo-Addo problem. The problem we are facing in this country is an Akufo-Addo problem, and not Russia-Ukraine problem or COVID problem. And that is a fact. You see, what we are facing today is a government that has refused to think, the government that has refused to apply knowledge, a government that is deliberately killing the system and creating private property instead of public property. That's what we are facing.
Takes me back to my earlier question. You say the government is failing to think. I mean, as Ghanaians, as opposition, of course, you also may want to proffer some solutions to the problem that we have. And people want to know, what is the the option that you're providing?
Our 2020 manifesto is a public document. We have already free of charge to President Akufo-Addo. He can pick it and implement what is in there. And if he's applying what we wrote in that manifesto, we shouldn't be in this economic quagmire.
Interesting. So as you're going to present your petition to Parliament, what are your expectations, sir?
Our expectations is that, at least in recent years, Parliament has shown that they can play the median arbiter between the people and the executive. And so we are dependent on that confidence from Parliament to act on issues of concern when the government or the executive is not ready to act. So we are going there with a lot of confidence to petition the Speaker to take initiative within the remit of the law to deal with the problems that we are complaining about, the general economic hardship, the difficulty that people are going through. Look, people are struggling. Last time, St. George was talking about a formation play, 0-1-0. And he's talking about people not eating in the morning, eating in the afternoon, and sleeping on empty stomach. In actual fact, majority of the people are sleeping on empty stomach 24/7, playing 0-0-0. And that is the reality. You see a lot of people here who came face to face with death yesterday. Guns were pointed at them. Some were shot at. The next day, they are back here. They are demonstrating. That should tell you something. President Akufo-Addo should be afraid of the people, because the resilience and the tenacity of the people, as is being displayed today, is something that you should fear if you are a leader.
And that is Dr. Peter Boamo Otokuno. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the Opposition National Democratic Congress. And so I see that the entire street is filled with people in a distance of about 500 meters, all from the junction, that is the Christ the King junction, where you have the traffic light that leads to the Liberation Road, and then also, of course, the Jubilee House. I see people filling the entire space, and then also, of course, police men and women are providing the protection that they promise to provide. Papa,
my brother said, I'm a money queen. I'm a money to see the wire day. Me tompa boami to who can for by a free and say, be my crown or down was a cop. That's a new scar. Over friend, the line is busy, only 1,000. Yeah, bro. Papa, what that nipa? One about me. No, if you come see, but no, one casa. You will be that. Say, I'm a India. Only bedroom. Say, what him so you. What's it playing car? No, the Mikado to buy. Why are they, Papa? Ontinaso, Nemre Ninkaso.
And so she tells me in Chi that she is really disappointed by the performance of President Akufo-Addo and his government. Just as we show you now, the contingent of police officers behind me, they are really, they've actually sandwiched the protesters. So on both sides of the road, this side and then the far right, we have police officers lining up across the street, indeed providing the protection that they indicated that they were going to provide for them today. So that is what we're seeing, and we've been just moving for about a little over an hour now since we moved from the Elwak Sports Stadium. It's taking us just a little over an hour to get to the traffic lights of the Christ the King parish, and this is right adjacent to the Jubilee House. And so in just about some 100 meters, we'll be getting to the Jubilee House, where the protesters intend to take a left onto the Liberation Road and then head towards the Finance Ministry. My boss, what's your name?
My name is Bo Nelson Elom, Jata Nelson.
Jata Nelson?
Yes, please.
Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Havre in the Volta region. I'm a student of University of Ghana.
You're a student of the University of Ghana?
Yes, please.
You're supposed to be in school, correct?
Yes, but this is a wake-up call that the youth has to be actively involved in it. Because if we are the future leaders and we are observing everything that's happening in the country, we have to be fully involved. That's the reason why I'm here. Because I am being affected. My parents in the Volta region are being affected. Day in, day out, they have to face the problem of what? Increasing of prices. Day in, day out, market prices keep changing. The road networks are not even good. And even their farm produces, they don't even have market for them. And all these things, the price of fertilizer and all of that is affecting the economy. And now, if we are complaining that there's no money in the economy, then what is happening? What are we doing to keep this situation? And now I have realized that we are suffering from something called misplaced priorities. Because if we are saying that there's no money in the economy, then why would we be building a cathedral? Is it really necessary for us?
And so as we just head towards the Jubilee House, it's now a free-for-all jamboree for the protesters, dancing to the tunes that are blazing through the PA systems that are moving and leading the demonstrators. That is what we're having. And so I'm just walking briefly to get to the traffic light where there is a police human wall, an L-shaped police human wall that is indicating the direction that the protesters must use this afternoon. And that is what is happening here. We'll just give you shots briefly, even as the jamboree actually continues with a lot of the protesters dancing to the tunes being played. So you're still watching the JoyNews channel, and we're bringing you a live coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration. Live on your screens there are footages from the Jubilee House. That's where the protesters have converged. I mean, that's where they've got into. They are on their way to the finance ministry, but we were told earlier that they will be passing in front of the Jubilee House. In fact, that is where they are currently. That's what you see on the screens now. A lot of people have participated in this demonstration to drum home the necessity of which government should be seeing the moment we are in. Primarily, they are complaining of hardship in the country, youth unemployment, food price hikes. Inflation is on the rise, and people say they can no longer tolerate it, and that's why they are calling on government, which according to them seem unconcerned, to be concerned about what's happening and get to work to solve the challenges the people are in now. We are bringing you this live coverage from the Jubilee House. We are with them as they progress to the finance ministry, where we are told they will be moving onward to the parliament to then present their petition. My colleague Manuel Cranting is on the ground and bringing us, commentary on what exactly is happening. We're crossing over to join him now. Parish area, we see the police officers lined up, blocking the road with some barricades. and then also continuing in the median of the road. What we've seen in just this couple of minutes is that the protesters have not attempted, to push their way through into the other side of the road. What they are complying, they seem to be complying so far, because that's what we've seen. They get to this point and then continue moving here. This gentleman has been dancing for a while. This gentleman has been dancing for a while. Chairman, Alasan, how are you?
Ashama.
Ashama not joining the demonstration.
I'm Panado, I didn't to patrol say, damn the Nanado Baye, or Soberman Ghana for Munyaji, and say to Abamanu, and they are to Abano, I bet to Kunim, and I was saying Ghana Poto, for Sabia, you are all Draco, more than 2 years in a and the neighbor Sanado, yes, son, on Managana, Yetibinechi, the Sia, Bibia, I dare Tony, I talk, Bibia, Bibia, 2 Bibia, and a person man of Bibia.
So that is what he said. He said he's from Ashaiman, and he's joining this demonstration because, according to him, the system is pretty hot, or if you like, heated. Let me speak to you briefly. What's your name, my boss? What's your name?
Talk to my boss.
My name is Musa Abbas.
Okay, you're joining this demonstration. I'm sure you must have a reason for joining.
My reason is very simple. I'm dying. I don't want to talk plenty because I'm already short of words. All I want to say to the president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that enough is enough. We are dying. If he can't handle this country, he should take it over to the person that can handle the country. Enough is enough. Thank you very much, my boss.
Enough is enough. You heard the point that has been made by this protester that I just spoke to. And as we're just speaking, I'm just pointing to you the police horse unit, which has also been deployed here just around the Jubilee House. And at this point, I'm standing right adjacent to the Jubilee House. Behind me is a horse unit of the Ghana Police Service, also just beefing up the security arrangements in this particular protest. And I've counted in excess of 500 police officers over here, indicating the level of security readiness by these officers. And as you look at me right now, I'm standing right across the Jubilee House. Behind me is the Jubilee House. This is the site where the protesters yesterday wanted to come and present their petition, but they were blocked by the officers, the police officers, which essentially degenerated into a confrontation, and then led to the chaos that we saw with tear gas being fired and stones, of course, the police officers being pelted with stones. I see, a cocktail of people generally. I see old people, I see young people. And just the past few minutes, I spoke to a 70-year-old woman who tells me that, she's seen different governments come and go, but has not seen any government in the semblance of this particular government. She says that hardship might have existed before with other governments. For instance, mentions the J.J. Rawlings government, mentions the Kufuor government, mentions the John Mills government, mentions the John Mahama government, but says that the hardship being felt under President Akufo-Addo seems to be unbearable. And I'll just speak to a few of the young folks that I am seeing here. What's your name?
My name is Raymond Adem-Tamaklo.
Okay, so what do you do? Why are you joining the demonstration?
Actually, I'm the convener for Coalition of Concerned University Students. Today we are in this demonstration out of that sense of responsibility to our country. We are enjoined to be part of the democratization process of our country, the governance processes of our country. But in specific detail, we are here to ask government to stop mortgaging relevant state resources and relevant state institutions, which include a Get Fund Scholarship, a scheme that continually gives financial support to university students to be able to afford their fees. This government has mortgaged the fund, and so students are dropping out of school. We are not able to pay our fees. We are asking the government to ensure that through the Student Loan Trust Fund fulfills its financial responsibility to ordinary university students, so we can also, acquire that basic education. That is why we are here. We are also asking, we are saying that there is unemployment situation in this country, and government must act urgently on its feet to provide employment for the youth of this country. That is why we are participating in this demonstration today. Government must act.
And so at this point, the demonstrators are just, jogging their way away from the Jubilee House. It's been an incident-free, march so far. Even at the point of the Jubilee House, they've been able to march right in front of it, of course, with the barrier that's been put here by men and women of the Ghana Police Service. It's impossible, close to impossible, to actually have access to the other side of the road. But now they're moving, and right ahead over here, I see the contingent of demonstrators moving in quick succession right ahead, and we'll just attempt briefly to have access to them and then speak to just a few of them. I just spoke to a woman who tells me that she's tired and she's actually had to be picked as a pillion rider on a motorbike, essentially giving an indication really of her tiredness and the fact that she could no longer walk. This is a placard we're just seeing. Well, Ejapa is another product of your organized crime syndicate. Madam, what's the meaning of your placard?
Please speak down, make a year all fancy, please.
Okay, well, let me speak. You know, on my board and or minimum.
Nana pinwo. And you fair to my shower, you be a shower appointment. What I want it peace, yaga, what qualify, want it peace, yaga. My man is now. This one there is too much. It's too part of month. Please, Nana, we are begging you. Leave the country for us. We need your mama to come and sit on the chair. Why? The country is small. Why? Our robbers. Why? The country is so bad.
Are you saying that John Mahama did better? Of course, in 2016, that's the reason that people voted John Mahama.
Yes. 2016, Mama. Not Saddam, no. Petrol 14 city. Says I got taken when I say petrol new boy. And the other first year to so. Ya patro Mama, Blawa, ya make it a boy, come to Mama. Menya boy, come to Mama. Akufado. Tamla 3, I say, and Akufado, but I have about Tamla 3. I'm Nana Akufado, you be bad president. You, if I catch you, you see. I'm come for the radio. I'm not come for anywhere. You are another number. I know me buy it. You not see. And that's about if I say I got peace, and me buy it. I day. Yeah, Kuyan. Say about school fees, to make sure. Uba I to now, yes, man. Yan try there. Oh, the back of practice school, to make sure school fees. That's 3 months. Yes, I'm glad about it.
And so, of course, there's some unprintable words just being used by them, and apologies for that. I'm seeing this lady who is pregnant. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
Me are not pregnant. Okay. But hungry, they're pregnant. Okay. Akufo-Addo is spoiling everywhere. If you buy something to eat, don't have money. So the word is so hard. But when you suffer, you don't get anything. If you go market to buy something, you don't have money to go and buy it. But if they are suffer, Akufo-Addo is suffer here. They are tired. You are tired. You are tired. You are tired. That is my problem.
And so, what do you want?
I want to change the Akufo-Addo come in, government another one come. When another come, they solve their problems. With the women, they are solve their problems. They are worried. They are tired. Because the word is ho, everything ho.
Okay, but me no talk. Okay, Fatai. I na go tell Akwadu alo amadan.
Akwadu ni nka amadan ba fe mi na bi.
Oh ho Akwadu ba hill. I have you.
Ah, she amenya me he.
Obi na amenya me he.
Coach on go na enye he.
Enye ni.
Ete tu si di enye he.
Ete tu si di. Amana ekome ete tu si.
Akwadu ekome enye.
Ete. Three fingers.
Tu si di enye. Eja ka shi bia na jale wa. Wo ka wo tele na kan she.
Person me enye ho le.
Person no me 50 Ghana. Wo ho le ko 5 tu si di. Tu aga bien ko 20 pesos. She bia na ko po share 50 pesos yemi. If 50 pesos yemi. Onu mi shishi. Bia na jale wa wanye wo e. Mi ni du mo shine yen bi enumu. Mo fe mo ya school. Ene no ho ni ga kwa me. Wo na jale wa. Ke wo na no konkon be wo ho. No konkon no wo ya la won la won no jale wa. No bia na teta wo no wo fe me a wo tin. E ga school fees po no wo pio ha wo bi ele che jale wa. Wanye wo pe no ko. Pa ni bi. Come bia na ba come 3 cedi 5 cedi. Me be 7 years. You come 4 cedi. First I come 2 cedi ngwashi po anye ye lale. Shimbia ye 7 years. You come 4 cedi 2 cedi enyu. E ba ye no ba to de. E ba kwa ka man to. E wo no ni fi oje ya o mama oni chi o manko ame na me yo. No bola cha manko kan ya man kan ya 10 cedi po. E sha me 3 days. I mean 5 sha me 3 days. E ka kola ka mo fe mu ka bi o che po ye enyu. Onu pa wa nya ba nya.
E cho ge ni bia me ewa wa.
Wa me ewa. Me yu enyu mo ka yu anu kwale me ewa. Je ni mi fe no ko. E me ewa le chele.
Back afa free SHS ke no ni fata here.
O kwa na papa ngodwe mu. Me bi enyu te free e ko shi na la ize. Ibi enyu amete SSS ko shi na la ize. E ja ka no ne woni wo. Aka free shi wanye wo pe. Aha me ka bi adumu nu no Independence Square. Na me dumu shi na me. Be ka bi dumu hunu no na ka free. Ana ne I buy sky wodo buy wo na la free money ba ka fe la free male ha ne bi ko man yin ni anyone enye pe ka wo follow any wo pay don't you.
And she's been telling me in Ghana that even though she sells banana, a lot of people are not able to buy, and I can see that the basket is still pretty much very full. She mentions that just 3 fingers of the banana currently go for 2 Ghana cedis. She says previously they sold for 5 for 2 Ghana cedis. Now just 3 for 2 Ghana cedis, and a lot of the people who hitherto would have bought from her are unable to buy. And just by way of indication, the entire Medina-bound section of the Liberation Road is blocked and now creeping with demonstrators who are just venting their spleen and essentially, baring their teeth to government, indicating that they are unhappy with the governance that they are being subjected to, and indeed are asking for, additional support from government by way of easing of the current economic condition in the country. We've seen men and women from the police MTTD also deployed to assist in the flow of motor traffic here, and so the Accra Central bound section of the Liberation Road now is open to traffic. Nevertheless, quite choked all the way to the 37 area because not so much of movement, a snail pace movement, I can tell you, on the stretch. And so if you are moving towards this area, this is something that you want to take cognizance of. That's the stretch that leads to Accra Central on the Liberation Road in itself is now under a snail pace movement regimen. And so we'll now just head quite deeper into the protesters and then try and speak to a few of their leaders. So far, what will be their reaction to the policing that they've seen today, as against what happened yesterday with the firing of tear gas, and of course some of their protesters also pelting the police officers with stones. And so we will be just trying to get a bit closer to them and then find out. At this point, we're just not so far from the finance ministry. We're just really close to the Akwaje interchange, where they will proceed to the finance ministry. That is what we'll have. That will be their first stop, and then they will continue towards Parliament, where they will now present their written petition to the Speaker of the House. But the Deputy General Secretary of the MDC, Peter Boama Otokuno, tells me that our Parliament has exhibited a bit of efficiency and effectiveness in checking the executive arm of government and its activities, and so they feel that the best place to present their grievances will be in the House of Parliament, and that is what they intend to actually do today, even as we're moving towards the finance ministry. And so just the entire street crawling with demonstrators, more and more of them joining. I see demonstrators drawn from different sects of the community. I see the head porters, for instance, who are carrying their head pans.
All right, so that's our comprehensive coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration, which, according to them, they want to drum home the need for government to help alleviate the suffering that Ghanaians are going through now. As I told you, JoyNews has deployed a team out there to bring you a comprehensive report on this demonstration. So as we speak from another angle, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba is joining us on Zoom to give us, report from his angle, where he is and how the whole thing is running. Max, if you can hear me, where are you and what's happening?
We're just about, let me see, about 200 meters away from the Jubilee House. We just went past the Jubilee House and understand right now we're moving to the Parliament House. But what you can see behind me, I'll try and so you can see where we have, behind a team of two personnel here, the demonstrators actually asked to protest. So what's happening right now, what we realized while we were coming here was the massive deadlock here on this trip, such that it is difficult for, anyone at all, if you're going to Medina, if you're going to the central business district and all of, adjoining communities, adjoining areas here, it is very difficult to move because of the place at which the protesters are moving. I want to pan so you see what is happening behind me at this point. But it hasn't been, yes, so this is what it looks like. The thing is to at this point, the situation, the video on this trip. The team, the body, and its environment, and the workers, also moving, very difficult at this point because of the traffic situation. Let me show you a bit of that. This is what it looks like at this point. So I think it's actually very difficult.
So as you can see, the Maxwell is on the Liberation Road where the protesters are currently heading for the Parliament House. And as you can see, traffic is very heavy. Now, I just got off the phone with someone who says that he had to turn because there's no way for you to get your destination in time. Heavy traffic as a result of the demonstration. As you can see on your screens now, the cars go way back, and so there's heavy traffic along the way where the demonstrators are working as a result of the activities of the demonstration, and that's why this traffic is in town now. Very heavy traffic there. The demonstrators are making their way to the Parliament House, where we understand they will be handing over their petition to the Speaker of Parliament. And so we are with them to bring you up to speed with what's happening. As you know, the focus of this demonstration is to drum home the fact that there are difficulties in the economy, and government has to ensure that it works to make sure that things are quite okay for the citizenry. What you're seeing on your screen now is the feed from Maxwell Agbagba on Zoom, and he is giving us from one angle. Manuel Kranting is also giving us a feed from another angle. We'll bring that to you shortly so you can understand where they are. This probably is the beginning of the demonstrator. So if you're taking from beginning to the end, Maxwell is with the beginning end of it, and Manuel Kranting is in the middle, heading to the end of the long way. I'm told this is on the Akwa-J interchange. So that's where they are now. That's where you can see that long queue, the Akwa-J interchange. That's where the protesters are now. We see them standing. There's a standstill. We'll get to the grounds to understand what's happening, whether someone is going to deliver a speech or the reason why the protesters are at a standstill. But mainly, the whole theme of this demonstration is to alert government to the suffering of the masses. As you can see in your footage, huge traffic in town as a result of this demonstration. This footage is coming to you from the Akwa-J interchange. And we are with you, letting you feel exactly how this demonstration is panning out, bringing you minute by minute update. Now, what you see in your footage now is from Manuel Kranting's end of the demonstration. Kayayes carrying their pans on their head, people with ice chests, just to drum home the fact that, Mr. President, things are hard in this country and we need your help. One thing that I'm seeing says, looks like fuel prices will break the 12. So that's one of the things that they are carrying there. Another placard says, you are a democratic tyrant. That's one of the placards there. Promised shack but delivered. These are part of the things, on the placards that they have there as part of the demonstration. They are talking about the Japan, talking about a lot of things, things that are not going well in this country, inflation and all of that. What you're seeing now is a footage from Zoom, from Maxwell Agbagba's end, about where the protesters are, letting you understand exactly where they are, what's happening. I can see a snail pace movement, like Manuel told us earlier. We understand they are heading towards the Parliament House. We see some people addressing the press there, but yes, we'll take you to the grounds where our people will be giving you up-to-speed briefs on what is happening. But what you see in your footage is the demonstrators walking at a snail pace towards the Parliament House, where we understand that the Speaker of Parliament will be receiving a petition from the leadership of Arise Ghana. We understand that they will be heading towards the Finance Ministry, and then from there they will be making their way to the Parliament House. A lot is happening, and we are there to serve as your eyes so you can see everything in your offices, in your homes, wherever you are, and follow us on our social media pages, because this feed is live on all our social media pages that you can follow, even though you are not present on the grounds. But JoyNews is making it possible for you to have to feel the presence of the demonstrators as they walk towards the ministries. We are told they are heading towards the finance ministry, and then from there they will be heading to the parliament, where leadership of Rise Ghana will be delivering a petition. But Manuel Kranting is on the ground there. Maxwell Agbagba is also there, who are bringing us update on how this demonstration is panning out. Minute by minute update is what we are bringing to you from the grounds there. As you can see, they are walking gradually, making their way towards the ministries to make their case, and also from there head towards the Parliament House. This is JoyNews, and this is our coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration, which is happening in Accra currently. The feed is from the Independence Avenue there. We'll be joining our colleagues on the ground, Manuel Kranting and Maxwell Agbagba, to give us up to speed on what's happening now. This, if you just joined us, this is the Arise Ghana demonstration, and this is JoyNews, our coverage of that demonstration for you. Just gone by, Manuel Kranting has been speaking to some of the demonstrators who are giving their reasons for joining, and majority, I mean, the thing that runs through all the conversation is the hardships that people are going through now, the difficulty in it. I mean, some people even predicting that fuel will break the 12. That's on one of the placards that I just saw there. So gradually, they are making their way to the ministries. They are targeting the finance ministry, we understand. And then from there, they will be heading for Parliament, where a petition is expected to be delivered to the Speaker of Parliament and leadership of the House. If you just tuned in, this is JoyNews, and this is our coverage of the Arise Ghana demonstration. It's the day 2 of this demonstration that started on Wednesday, on Tuesday. So be with us as we go through it for you to understand what the demonstrators are all about, where they are going, where their final destination will be, and everything that will be happening. We have seen a huge number of police personnel who are protecting these demonstrators to ensure that everything goes according to plan, to ensure the demonstration is peaceful, and so that we can live by this tag of Ghana being a peaceful country. We'll be joining Manuel Kranting shortly, as well as Maxwell Agbagba, so we can bring you some interactions from the Independence Avenue there, as the demonstrators make their way to the ministries, to the Ministry of Finance, and then to Parliament. Like I told you earlier, we understand from the leaders of this demonstration that things are hard in this country, and they want government to show commitment. They want government to show care to work to better the lot of Ghanaians, and so that's why this demonstration is being held. Manuel Kranting is readying himself to bring us up to speed, update on what on this demonstration, to tell us where they are and what's been happening there. He will be speaking to some demonstrators as well. In addition to Manuel, we also have Maxwell Agbagba on standby, who would also be giving us some feed, speaking to people for us to understand what it is, where they are, and what's been happening. We see that the demonstrators have there's a standstill there. We don't know why there's a standstill. We'll be bringing you that one, where our colleagues on the ground will be telling us exactly why there is a standstill. This live feed is coming to you from the Independence Avenue, and this is the Arise Ghana Chrome Ayeshe demonstration. It started on Tuesday, which was the first day, and Wednesday today is the second day. We would want to see where it will end and how the thing will be. We understand we'll be going to Parliament to deliver their petition. From there, our colleagues will be telling us what will be happening from Parliament. But this, you see, lot of people, I mean hundreds of people participating in this, causing some traffic in there. Manuel earlier was suggesting that if you are heading towards that end, you probably will reconsider your options because there's huge traffic in town as a result of that, especially on the Liberation Road, because that's where these people are. As we speak, they are at the Independence Avenue. Our colleagues will be joining us with some details from the grounds, but people are talking about the electronic transaction levy. They feel it's a nuisance tax, and that's what they are drumming home. They are talking about a Japan. They are also talking about fuel prices, some even predicting that it could cross the 12 cedi mark. And so that is that. People have been telling us how things are for them. This lady behind who was on a motorbike was talking about how difficult things are for her. A 70-year-old woman was also speaking to Manuel Kranting and talking about the fact that of all the presidents that have come, she thinks that the Nana Addo presidency has brought a lot of hardships on the people, and so they want things changed. We'll take a quick break here, but we'll be back to bring you more of the update from the ground. Maxwell Agbabai is standing by to bring us up to speed from the Independence Avenue there. This is still the JoyNews channel, bringing you a live coverage on this Arise Ghana demonstration. Stay with us.